back to the vlog. It is almost spring, but if you look outside, it doesn't look like it, so I'm gonna force it inside. I've been searching for herbs, high and low. These are really lame. This is the last of it, but we're gonna make it work. This is what I'm envisioning. If I can't have herbs outside, I'm gonna bring it inside. So I'm gonna do a little windowsill garden, romanticize it a bit so I can get fresh herbs while I'm cooking next to the stove. But then I was like, how can I make it even more spring? So I thought of a little project. I'm gonna use the tension rod above and hang baskets and give myself a little summery cottagecore vibe while it's still winter. I love how this turned out. Who says an adult cannot play pretend? I am cosplaying as a country gal with herbs to dry. And also I'm cosplaying that it's actually spring or summer when it's blustery and cold and snowing out. Look how cute it is. This is a tension rod. I use this for Christmas decorating, but we're repurposing it today. By the way, I changed it. I strung it up through the handle of the basket, but I swapped it for S-hooks. It makes it so much easier to take on and off if I'm actually using it. To be honest, I'm probably not gonna use these baskets. These baskets actually belongs under plants, so my plants are naked right now. And also I have a little herb station next to our cooktop, so if we ever need chives, oregano, or even basil, I'll have them on hand. And once it starts warming up outside, these are going into our planter boxes, so nothing's gonna die. Hopefully, that I can keep them alive in the next month or so. Wish them luck. Welcome to my science experiment. Every March, I do a science experiment with tulips because we all buy flowers and we want them to last. So here's what I'm thinking. This year, I'm gonna test out 5 methods, or rather 4. Welcome to the control group, which is where I don't do anything. I'm gonna test the pinprick method against the copper penny versus the sugar and vodka and see which one lasts. I'll report back after maybe a week and see which experiment worked the best. And then we're gonna use that hack for long-lasting tulips. For our tulip experiment, this will be my pinprick group. So they say if you prick a needle at the base of the bulb, it lets air out because you know how tulips droop? So I'm gonna do that to all these guys and compare it to the other hacks, which I will be showing you. So just gently you can take a safety pin or anything like that, thread it through like this at the base. So when it drinks water, it has room for the air to escape, or else it causes the drooping because, as you know, tulip stems are hollow and the tulip on the top is top heavy. This, in theory, will keep the tube or the stem upright and not flop. For the next method, we are going to drop a penny in it. The tip is for copper to be introduced to the water so it kills bacteria or prevents bacteria from growing in your floral water. So this is not just for tulips, it's for any bouquet. And then, yeah, the water's cleaner and it'll last longer, in theory. However, if you live in Canada, the actual coin or copper coin you use has to have enough copper for it to actually work. So anything, I believe, from the 1970s on, like before that works, anything after doesn't. Not that we have pennies nowadays, but if you have an American penny on hand, you can check the composite of it. If it has enough copper, then that'll do. Or alternatively, go get yourself one of these guys from Home Depot. This is a copper piece for welding. Works the same way because it has copper. Just drop it in the water. For our third experiment, we're gonna mix some warm water with sugar because that'll act like flower food. Not hot, because then it'll make the flowers bloom too much. Just about a teaspoon for this amount of water. Apparently 1 tablespoon per 1 liter of water. So let's do that. Diluting this first in warm water, then pouring it in. There we have it. I'm not just gonna add sugar, but also a bit of vodka. The sugar will act as the food for energy, and the vodka is gonna act as something to purify the water and keep it clean, being inhospitable for bacteria. So I read 1 teaspoon is enough. Oof. Only the good stuff for my tulips. That'll do, I think. I mean, a little more. Last but not least, I'm going to be using a bit of citric acid, again to kill bacteria, to lower the pH balance of the water so that it absorbs better. Apparently, that's what flowers like, specifically tulips. And I read that it's about half a tablespoon or teaspoon for 1 liter of water, and I have way less, so I'm just gonna use a 1/4 teaspoon. But first I'm gonna mix it in warm water. And then as floral food, I'm going to add sugar again for energy. It's like a science experiment. I shall report back. Everybody's in their place. And yeah, may the best tulip bunch win. If I'm gonna do a spring experiment, I'm gonna do a spring project as well upstairs. About a few weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, we went to IKEA together and I spotted this piece of furniture. I could not stop thinking about it. And I'm like, this will be perfect in my office because I have so many hobbies and so many crafts, nowhere to put anything. Every time I wanna pick up a craft, I forget what I have. So I think this will be perfect. It'll give me a surface to work on. You should see my desk. There's no room to work there. And 2, it'll give me a place to store everything. This will work out as a space-saving piece of furniture and keep me organized where I can see everything that I have. Let's get building. Brute strength. I am not a woman of many talents, but I am a woman of many hobbies, but I always get lost with my craft supplies. So when I first saw this desk at IKEA, this shelf rather, I could not stop thinking about it, and I knew it would make the perfect craft desk, but I couldn't, I guess I didn't know if I had the room, 1, and 2, I was like, do I really need it? But by the time I left and I thought about it for a week, I went online to check, it was out of stock. So I hunted all over the city. There was one downtown, so we bought it online and then went to pick it up. And voila, it is here and I love it. These bins are also from IKEA. I've been collecting them, like I've been using them in like 2 houses now. This used to house cleaning supplies and things like that, or like cosmetics, but I figured I need to see what's in there, or else if I don't see it, it doesn't exist in my brain. So all my craft supplies are now neatly tucked away on this shelf, but also I can see exactly what's in it, so I can grab whatever craft I want to do that day, whether it be paint or if it's felting, I have it. So here I'm working on some felting projects. It's so cute, look at this one. This is a duck. I'm working on a teddy bear. And of course, because like I said, I am a woman of many, many crafts, unfinished crafts. Here's me trying to make a bourbon. I got lazy because I didn't want to write the brand name on it because it'll be too difficult, so I kind of stopped. Also, there's some really great storage solutions here. I also have a lot of wasabi washi tapes, so I have some containers of that for scrapbooking. I even put like scrap papers or like fun little die cut items in this little folder here, so I can keep track of all of it, and even stickers as well. Over here, you can see all my washi tape. You can dispense it for all your journaling or even scrapbooking. I used to be really big into that, so I have a lot of that kind of supply. What I really liked that I did was utilize the shelf right next to the desk, the stuff that I don't have to reach down for. I love that I put all my pens on a Lazy Susan. I think this is such a good idea. I actually also have it in my fridge for hot sauces, but it works the same way. I don't have to take all these out to find what I want. I can just spin it and it just stays here neatly on my shelf. I also really like how colorful it looks right here. I did a little playful moment because Gus used to live in our kitchen. Now that we decorated for Easter in the kitchen, I moved Gus up here to be with me, so his little kitchen setup is right next to me. I actually find it really fun. Oh, let me show you another hobby I have. Polymer clay. And I make these miniatures for Gus, and this one I made a pizza for him and his lady friend. I really like this desk shelf situation because my office isn't so big, but I knew I needed more storage and surface area to do all my crafts, because as you can see, I'm a maximalist and my desk is pretty full of stuff already, and it's very hard to actually do my work when that desk is full. So this way I can leave my project that I'm working on right here, turn around, and still get back to work. So I love it. Reporting live of, how many days has it been? I feel like we put it up last Tuesday. So it's Friday today. I can't do math. Someone math for me. Not 3 days. 8 days? Wait, Tuesday, hold on. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Wait, 11 days? I'm so dumb. Okay, whew. After careful calculation, this is what we have. I'm not gonna run down it already because you already saw, even though my mind is a little hazy because it's been almost 2 weeks since we left these flowers up. And oh my gosh, we're collecting fruit flies, so I better check it. So let's see who the clear winners are. I can see that this control group reporting about the flower water, it's not bad. We put nothing, no sugar, nothing to kill bacteria. Definitely a fruit fly in here, so I don't know about that. This one had the pinprick method. The water is definitely clearer comparing the two, as you can see. I think this fared pretty well. Now the copper penny, we talked about it, is supposed to kill bacteria or prevent bacteria from growing. I still see stuff floating around, but it's definitely clearer than the control group. Right here. Yeah, definitely less cloudy here. And I did not put any more water in once we started this experiment. Here it is next to the pinprick. And again, copper won for water clarity. Next we have the vodka and sugar. Vodka is supposed to kill the bacteria and sugar is supposed to feed the flower. She's cloudy, but not too bad. But to be fair, I think this one had the most liquid, and all the stems don't feel bendy. So I don't know if this experiment affected the stems. However, upon careful examination, I'm starting to see mold in this guy, but maybe that's because we did have sugar and other things in it, but no mold in the first 3. Wait, I lied. There is a teeny tiny bit of mold in this one's the pinprick one. The acetic acid is the most disgusting one. I think I'm gonna throw out this entire mason jar. There's mold on almost every single stem, whereas the vodka only had 1 stem with mold. And this is the swampiest water out of the 5. Like, you can't even see my hand behind that. Which one do you think won this round? Surprisingly, I think the copper penny wins for me in terms of water clarity and also how long lasting the flower is. But really, this lesson really taught me that no matter what you do, flowers are gonna die on its own. We can only do so much to prevent it. And turns out plain water did its job. I don't think we really have to fuss around too much, and the tulip seems to do just fine. And look how tall this one went. And that concludes our tulip experiment. Look at this calendar. Every year I buy a Rifle Paper Co. calendar because they're so beautiful and I can use it and frame it up later. This is January. February was jam, and now that we are in March, we're at eggs. But it's almost April, so maybe I should I'm just joking. We'll do eggs. Look at this kitchen towel. That's something else I also collect is kitchen towels because it's inexpensive, but you're welcoming in that hint of the new season ahead. I rotate through them. So this year I added this Easter one. This is my first Easter towel. I've never bought an Easter towel before. It's almost too cute to use. It even has a tassel on the oranges. Okay, I'm gonna put it in a place where my husband will not reach for it because I don't want it to get dirtied. So I'm gonna put it over on our little Wonder Oven. So cute. By the way, all these products are from Rifle Paper Co. I'll link them if you're interested. I bet you the calendar's on sale, but look at these little ornaments. They're so cute. Little carrot that we talked about with the tassel, and they're embroidered, so sweet. I can see you hanging them on like a little twig or branch for your Easter brunch, or even spring. Look at it. So cute. Okay, let me show all of it to you. I love decorating these shelves and putting up a little banner every time there's a holiday or a change in season. It's so homey and such a simple way to add some whimsy. I feel like that's the word of 2026. Whimsy into your home. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. This is not the only spring vlog that we're gonna do. I did promise you that we are going to do some spring cleaning together and give all my appliances a spa day. I just could not get the motivation to do it, but I think this was it. Just doing a little decorating, a tiny project, a room makeover of sorts really got me into the swing and spring of things. It's finally bright out, so I think we're gonna tackle spring cleaning next. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell because you don't want to miss what's next. Thank you again for hanging out with me, and I will see you in the next vlog.